Pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everyone.
Thanks for joining us live for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke on our sideline. Last game for the Warriors, they pick up the W against the Pacers in Indiana. Trading blows in that one, they did win by 3.
And guys, that was their night. I mean, it seemed like everything they shot went in.
It happens that way sometimes, guys. It was just one of those games where the hot shooting of a couple of players became contagious, and nobody was stoppable.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And Golden State looking at who they've got. The Splash Brothers are the guards. Durant is out there with Draymond Green, and it's Pachulia in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through, Clark. The best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the finals. Impressive work.
Here's Hayward. No good with the layup. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Horford. Morris outside. Baines inside is up against Pachulia. Horford, no luck.
And for the Warriors, they had tough opponents the whole way. I mean, the Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Rockets, they all put up fights. The Cavs in the finals were just as tough with LeBron, but the Warriors found a way to come through.
You know, that's how you do it, guys. I mean, he passed his way out of the double team and into an easy basket.
Thomas kicks to Hayward. That's in there. Thomas with the assist.
And for the Warriors, it had been nearly 40 years, guys, since the franchise made it to the finals. They had a lot of pressure on them to win and finish things off, but they got it done and did it in emphatic fashion, winning on the road. The title solidified them as one of the all-time outstanding teams in NBA history.
Here's Baines following the basket by Draymond Green. Horford in the post. Pachulia covering. Morris with the bucket.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Blocking foul on Isaiah Thomas. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Green, the screen, the drive by Thompson. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And it's sent back by Horford. They get it back. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. So Boston ends up going with a new group. T, the pass to the kid. Great D that time from Green. Warriors leading by 3.
And Draymond Green, guys, has won at every level. I mean, led Saginaw High School to 2 consecutive state championships at Michigan State, 2 trips to the Final Four, and now making noise with the Warriors. It's clear this guy's a winner. Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's Crowder. Kicks it to Smart. Puts up a 3. The shot no good. Curry with the defensive effort. Fast break. Here we go. It's blocked. And they'll keep possession. Crowder the pass to the kid. Smart with the ball. Curry meets him. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Curry. Well, the players you see on this list know a little bit about putting points on the board. They're the shooting guards averaging the most points over the last 10 games. Klay Thompson third.
And night after night, we see this group punish opposing defenses. I mean, if you pick one way to deal with them, they'll beat you another way.
Yeah, you don't have to take a long look at their point totals to see that this is the premier group of scorers at the premier scoring position in the NBA. Shooting guards can flat out bring it.
Here's Green after the basket by Boston. That one wide left. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, Steve Kerr gave me a few moments to catch up with him. He knows they've got to really dig in defensively, facing a very talented offense. He said if you let them get going, they can run off a big lead and really put you behind the 8 ball. We've got to be disciplined, work together, and be prepared to make second, third, and fourth efforts. Whatever it takes to get a stop, that's what we'll have to do. Kevin, we'll see if they can get a win in this, their first matchup of the season.
Great, thank you, Doris. So a little bit worried about containing the opposing offense today.
Well, there's a lot to be worried about. I mean, they're not an easy opponent to face because of that offense.
That's exactly right. I mean, they have to be on their game defensively if they're going to keep pace in this one.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. And a new group in for the Celtics. Al Horford, he's checked in for T. Morris comes in for the kid. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Jay Crowder. And Thomas subbed in for Smart. And then for Golden State, Bell is checked in for Pachulia. Caspi comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. Livingston kicks to Bell. That's good.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
And Boston has possession. The Warriors making the shot. And Morris throws it down.
And he breaks out the tomahawk. No soft finish there. Pure strength.
Oh, we could feel that one all the way over here.
And you could see it. That first step was so decisive, aggressive move to attack the rim.
Boston trailing. Brown outside. Stolen. 29 seconds left in the first. Livingston kicks to Green. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Thomas against Thompson. Puts up the baby hook. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Pass to Young. Bell dishes to Thompson. 1 second left. Oh, and he just knocked. And Kevin Durant, always in the gym, always working to improve. We asked him where.
Comes from me being 8 years.
Year-by-year improvements until he became the best player in the league and won an MVP. Now, the challenge, Greg, is to get back to that level after the injuries. Obviously, I think we all feel it is possible for him.
And you're absolutely right, Kevin. I mean, he's definitely proven in terms of the talent, the skill, and athleticism. What we find out now after dealing with the adversity is, does he have the heart and drive and that competitive spirit to be considered still among the very best?
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game stats-wise?
They've won the effort battle, and that's allowed them to control the backcourt.
And it's been gang rebounded. I mean, everybody has done a great job boxing out for him, and it's showing up on the stat sheet.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin this second quarter. Durant is out there with Young. Then there's Livingston. Then there's Stephen Curry. And it's Bell in at the 5 spot.
And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago, signs a new 4-year deal. Then last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst, 37.
It's a beautiful jam.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for him.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia.
Well, that's a close call there on the illegal screen.
But I'd go along with it, Greg. I mean, it didn't look like his feet were set to meet.
Pachulia, he's checked in for Young. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle steps for the Celtics?
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Yeah, another thing they've done well, guys, is getting in the passing lanes. They've been active with their hands, feet have been in good position, and they've come up with a lot of steals. That's making a difference here, too.
Clock at 4. It's Curry outside. Again, Curry missing.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
Great look, but off the mark.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
And now let's bring you the list of the top three-point shooting teams over the course of the past 10 games. The Warriors, 4th.
They've been really pleased, Kevin, with their three-point game. It's working better for them thanks to some adjustments they've made in their transition game.
So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Clutch, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. Crowder comes in for Marcus Morris. Marcus Smart's checked in for Brown. And Thomas subbed in for Rozier. And the Warriors also making a change. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Bell.
Excellent vision by Durant out there. What a nice pass.
Curry against Thomas. Down low, here's Clutch. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Well, the term dream season can be applied to Steve Kerr's first year. Comes in and sets a franchise record in wins and also wins a title for the Warriors in his first year. Still unreal.
It's deflected, but he stays with it. Outside, Green. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston. 9 points for Draymond Green.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
And for Kerr, so much was made of how much pressure he had to face to get the Warriors to improve, inheriting that team from Mark. Jackson Greg. That was a good point. See, he passed that test, though, Clark, I think, with flying colors.
Well, first time that a rookie head coach has won a title since the NBA's inception. I think that says it all right there.
Thompson passes to Caspi. Green, the screen. And it's blocked. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. The kids got 5 points in the quarter.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this. Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
Steph Curry does so many things well, Clark, on the floor, but one area he has struggled with was turning the ball over.
Yeah, and after a slow start, Kevin, to the year in the turnover department, Curry was able to slowly right the ship.
Some changes for Boston. Al Horford's checked in for Crowder. T comes in for the kid. And Gordon Hayward's is subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Smart with the ball. Curry meets him. Smart kicks to Hayward. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them. Caspi dishes to Curry. They kick it out to Green. The offensive rebound. Thompson outside. Another three for Golden State.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve. And Curry in his turnovers last year, a lot of it might have been getting used to a new system. But you can see he's also tightened up his play to reduce the giveaways.
That's good.
That's exactly why you don't leave your feet until the shooter elevates. He went for that pump fake, hook, line, and sinker.
And, you know, Curry knew turnovers were a problem. How about his mom even instituted a fine on him? And so anytime he has more than 3 in a game, he owes his mom $100 per turnover.
Timeout called the Warriors.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Clutch. Morris comes in for T. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Smart. Nick Young's checked in for the Warriors. Here's Curry. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Feeds to Caspi. Back to Curry. Lots of room. Another miss by Curry.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that one.
Exactly. I mean, no way you expect him to miss that shot.
Thomas against Curry. Thomas kicks to Horford. Young with the steal. And they're on the break. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And it's sent back by Horford. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bell's checked in. Golden State's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Here's Curry, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line. Shoot 2. He it's on Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Stephen Curry hits them both.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Horford the pass to Smart. Back to Horford. Here's T with 1 on the clock. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. For Boston, they have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Tie game in Boston. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, here with Stephen Curry.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Taking a look at the Celtics, Shaq, what do you think?
Well, it was a huge first half for their bench, a.k.a. the others, played pretty good. When you get a boost like this, it always gives the team a lift. And given how well the others are contributing, we'll probably continue to see more minutes for them in the second half. Starters or not, when players are producing, you got to ride them, cowboy.
And over to Kenny now. How'd you think the Warriors were playing?
Well, one place they had the edge was on the offensive boards. They converted those extra possessions into points.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to...
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
What a night so far for Green. He has 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Horford is out there with Aaron Baines. Then it's Thomas, and it's Hayward, and it's Morris in at the small forward. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half. He's off on the second.
Not an A-plus trip to the line, but he did get them the lead. And Zaza Pachulia, for my money, has been one of the toughest players in the league. He's got a boxer's mentality. Even his face looks a little bit like a boxer's. He doesn't have the quick twitch muscles of some guys, but his power and effort consistently stand out.
Hayward against Curry. And Hayward gets it to go.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And Curry, here we go. Rebounded by the Celtics. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
And ironically, their play wasn't that bad. It was just their shot making that went AWOL.
The Warriors shooting 47%, pretty solid. He kicks it to Pachulia. The wide open look for Durant. Hands it from downtown. Durant's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Horford dishes to Morris. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris.
The last few weeks, you see how Boston stacks up. 7th in scoring, 7th in assists. And they're in the top 10 getting into the passing lanes and coming up with steals.
Yeah, you talk about their points per game. Definitely not elite, but in the upper echelon. And when you play good defense, sometimes that's enough. The fans love the top scoring teams, but really it's all about balance.
Horford kicks to Hayward. Now the pass to Thomas. And Pachulia pulls it down.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Curry kicks to Durant. And another three for Golden State.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay. And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself up. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. They didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. T's checked in for Aaron Baines. Brown comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Smart subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Warriors leading by 6. Durant with it. Guarded now by Morris. The dish to Green. Fires from the corner. The basket good off the assist from Durant. Durant's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. The Celtics have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Morris against Thompson. The kick out to Brown. Back to Morris. The Celtics working the ball around now. Here's Horford looking to end the run. It's rebounded by Golden State. Pachulia's got his 6th rebound on the night.
1 for 4 from the field since halftime. They're having a tough time getting it going here.
And it's Durant, that time on the assist by Livingston. Livingston's got 3 assists now in this one. We all know about Durant's injury last season. Strange because he was the model of health pretty much before that.
Yeah, he really was. I mean, just rarely missed extended time. And factoring he, along with Westbrook, 2 guys who had been really the model of durability. Health is something he nor the fans will ever take for granted again.
Boston making some changes. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for T. Hayward comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Smart. Here's Thomas. Good D by Thompson.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Here's Hayward. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. 6 points for Gordon Hayward.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Livingston passes to Thompson. Durant with it. He's got 10. Down low, Pachulia. No good. Good work defensively by Horford. Hayward on the wing from 18 feet away, and he gets the bucket. Hayward's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Celtics. Golden State's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the 3rd quarter so far. Thomas with the steal. Green against Horford. Hayward from outside. Warriors with the rebound. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Here's Thompson. Here's Durant. And it's blocked by Brown. Deflects the pass. Here's Baines. Now here's Thompson. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Horford against Thompson. He hits Brown with the drive. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Gordon Hayward. How his last 10 games have gone. He's getting around 8 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And with his ability to put the ball in the bucket, he has to be your primary focus defensively.
Defenses plan to stop him, but very few succeed. That's why he's the team's leading scorer.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Bell is checked in for Pachulia. Caspi comes in for Kevin Durant. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. Thomas dishes to Baines. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
That's his second personal.
Let's pause for a moment to show you the teams that have been the best on the glass over the course of the month. Second, the Warriors.
I like how this team has been coming up big lately, Kevin. They seem to have a new dedication and energy to rebounding the ball, and it's paying off.
Well, you could see a change in the play with the Celtics after the trade deadline last year. And adding Isaiah Thomas gave them some pop off the bench and really created some balance for them offensively.
Celtics making a switch here. Morris is checked in.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Here's Horford. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And that was something the Celtics needed, adding Thomas, a player that could come in and provide Clark instant offense for them off the bench.
And, Kevin, I think that was a turning point for him last year. I mean, they saw that they had a chance to make a big leap forward after the trade and responded accordingly.
Dishes it to Bell. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. What a year for the Warriors. Clark won their division for the first time in 39 years, ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were.
Especially the way the finals began.
Exactly.
So Boston ends up going with a new group. Smart. Here's Clutch. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
Not doing them any favors with those kinds of errors.
Especially now, Greg, with every possession being so crucial.
Left side, Curry. Good. Curry's got 9.
That one was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And, Greg, that difference has come about because we've got one team moving crisply, getting good shots, and the other is just kind of stagnant.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Warriors ahead, up by 11. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. On the court for Golden State here in the fourth. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. Pachulia is out there with Bell, and it's Durant in at the 3 slot.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And, Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
The shot no good, and it's the Warriors taking it the other way.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
And Thompson kicks to Bell. Such a wide open look. And the Warriors lead by 18. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Here's Pachulia. Good, and Curry gets the assist.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
tonight's broadcast here in beautiful Boston. The Cavaliers coming to an Eastern Conference contest in this game. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Taking a look at Boston. Well, they're certainly excited about this one, and will be laying it all on the line as the intensity is palpable. Two top caliber teams facing off on the hardwood to do battle.
And you know, for the Celtics, they're placing themselves right among the league's top teams here in the early start. It doesn't look to me like they're in any danger of getting off to a slow start.
Greg, they've eliminated that possibility in my eyes. I mean, they've come together quickly, and I think they're going to be right in the playoff mix all season. Oh. You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia. Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against the Hornets in Charlotte.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Guys, simply a complete team performance. And road wins where everybody contributes really can galvanize a team and bring it together.
Irving up top. He's guarded by Thomas. To the inside. Shumpert. It's tipped. Irving against Hayward. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. He dishes it to Baines. To the paint. Horford kicks to Hayward. Shot clock at 5. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop. And now, one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
And here comes Hayward, leading the fast break. Here's Thomas. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Thomas got his first bucket in this one.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Cavs not scoring with a lot of their bench. A big part of that is they just didn't go to their bench very often.
Well, you talk about the Cavs and the bench near the bottom in total bench minutes played. The bench didn't have a lot of firepower, didn't shoot the ball well, and considering they got limited minutes, oftentimes struggled to find any kind of rhythm out there.
The Cavaliers again can't hit. Hayward dishes to Horford. Outside Thomas. Fires the three. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And early on, they'd been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Irving kicks to LeBron. Irving with a clean look. The baseline jumper goes down.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Celtics leading by 3. Kicks to Horford. And Thomas, here we go. And Thompson sends it back. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Boston making some changes. Jay Crowder comes in for Aaron Baines. And it's Brown in for Marcus Morris. Jefferson's checked in for Cleveland. Korver comes in for Shumpert. Here's Hayward. Can't get it to go. Korver with the defensive effort. The Cavaliers trail by 3. Pass to LeBron. 11 feet away. And that's out of bounds. Cleveland will retain possession. Some changes for Boston. Clutch is checked in for Horford. Smart comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Rozier in for Isaiah Thomas. Then for the Cavaliers, Green comes in for James. And it's Shorty in for Irving. Korver, good.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
And one thing about Tristan Thompson, he is an absolute terror on the offensive glass. Was top 5 in that category last year, despite playing less than 27 minutes a game. Does a terrific job with anticipation of the carom and uses his gigantic wingspan to just go up and reel it in. Terrific motor and nose for the glass.
Greg, you were talking about Tristan Thompson. LeBron came out and said he's one of the best pick-and-roll defenders in the NBA. And Clark, that's high praise from the King.
No doubt. I mean, Thompson is an emerging force. If he could just develop his shooting stroke a little more, then you're talking about a very, very valuable player.
Good point. Pass to Clutch. Stolen by Thompson. Outside Korver. Green, the pass to Korver. Crowder with the steal. Smart kicks to Brown. Here's Rozier. Rebounded by Korver. The Cavaliers have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Here's Shorty. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
And now the first timeout called here for Boston. This their first chance this season playing the Cavaliers.
And here we go. The first in what will be a 3-game season series between the two teams.
Yeah, no splits here, partner. One team will have bragging rights, and a win tonight is the first step.
T's checked in for the Celtics. The kid comes in for Rozier. Boston trailing. 1:06 left in the first. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Green. Here's Shorty. He kicks it to Korver. Passes it to Jefferson. Cleveland moving it around. The jump hook. Rebounded by Smart.
Even in close to the hoop. That's a tough one to drain when the defense is that stifling.
Here's Crowder. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. The Celtics shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And the first one at the line is good.
Well, you know, last season I thought the Celtics made some strong waves in the East. I mean, they kept fighting and fighting all season long, and they ended up in the playoffs because of that never-give-up attitude.
You can tell that miss at the line might stick with him for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
Nice shot by Smart.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes it.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch, and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold, the way that guy gets to the rim.
Green, the pass to Shorty. And he hits the jump shot. Shorty's got his 2nd bucket tonight. And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings in. I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play. Rarely does he look surprised out there or caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it and some guys don't. But he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the 2nd quarter. What do you guys think about the Celtics here in this one?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistently come up with the block shots like they have defensively.
Well, what happens is shooters begin to start looking for the shot blockers, and it does intimidate them.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the 2nd. Filling out the wings, it's Shumpert and LeBron. Jefferson out there with Kevin Love, and it's Irving in at the point. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play. Kyrie Irving, an explosive scorer. We all know that. His rate of assists continually dropping over his NBA career. And Greg, does he need to be more of a pure point guard?
You know, he does have the advantage of playing with LeBron James, one of the best playmakers in the league. It's a good fit, I think, at this stage of his career, because right now they need him to score the basketball while he continues to improve his point guard skills.
Hayward with the ball. Now guarded by Shumpert. Hayward kicks to Baines. And the shot no good, a bit short.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open. They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
You know, one thing you can say about Kyrie Irving, as he's gotten more talent around him, he's become much more efficient offensively. Shot selection had been a question for him, but no longer as he's gotten more help.
And Irving with multiple 55-point games last season. The first player to do that since the great Kobe Bryant back in '07.
Some changes for Boston. T's checked in for Aaron Baines. Brown comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Smart subbed in for Isaiah Thomas.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Outside Irving. Stolen by Smart. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Brown's got the ball.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Now here's Smart, covered by Irving. Smart dishes to Horford. And here's Smart, and stolen by James. Irving passes to Jefferson. Irving attacking, and the basket for the fourth time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Cavaliers.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
Smart misses.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
Here's Horford. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Irving kicks to James. Just 5 on the clock, and it's going to be a 3-second call.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were close games.
Some changes for Boston. Clutch, he's checked in for Morris. And it's Rozier in for Marcus Smart. Then for the Cavaliers, Thompson, he's checked in for Jefferson. And it's Korver in for Iman Shumpert. T, the pass to Rozier. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
To back up your point about the Celtics being in close games, I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
And I love that the instant that steal was made, they were out in the open floor.
Ball pressure leading to the run out, man, it doesn't get much nicer than that. That is sweet, sweet stuff.
Outside for Korver. The drive by Thompson. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
Here's T, and he drops it in from the low post.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Cavaliers leading. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. It goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. The kid, he's checked in for Horford. Hayward comes in for Brown. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Rozier. Green, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Shorty comes in for Kyrie Irving. Thomas gets the bucket. Well, as rough as the Cavs might have started the season, Clark, they were all at peace near the end. Things turned around certainly after the All-Star break. Had their amazing playoff run, great momentum, and that confidence showed every game they played.
Really did, and I thought the big three found a way to come together nicely and smooth out the rough spots, and James, Irvin, and Love ended up being the highest scoring trio in the league last year.
Hayward goes in, goes up high for the two-handed dunk. Clark, this tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
And, guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
And a fast break now for the Celtics. Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
.41 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. The drive by LeBron. The shot misses. Now the Celtics take it the other way. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Green with a screen for LeBron. Green, the pass to Shorty. 17-foot shot on the way. Good. Shorty's got 8 points.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
Hayward goes in. The pass to the kid. Back to Hayward. It's stolen by Korver. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Boston on top. They lead by 1. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Gentlemen, I'm over here with Tristan Thompson, and after that first half, Tristan, what's the plan going to be for this second half?
Well, it's simple. It's going to be a dogfight. You know, they got big guys, true bigs, and we got to come out, play hard, and not let up.
You have to have plenty of bark in a dogfight, Tristan. Thank you. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Their biggest lead during the opening period was 5. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
They were clearly a better shooting team. Their play calling and execution were on point. It wasn't a dominant performance, but you did get an idea of how efficient they can be. They'll need to continue that kind of shooting if they want to pull away in the second half.
Looking at Cleveland, Shaq, your thoughts?
They haven't gotten to the line enough.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Kyrie Irving really making a difference here.
That slasher mentality was on display in that first half. He got to the rim consistently.
Boy, I tell you what, he's got that great first step, and he must have had some quickness porridge or something because he looks a little faster today than normal.
We've got the kid. Clutch out there with Horford. Then it's Thomas. And it's Hayward in at the shooting guard position. That's the Boston 5. Here's Love, and 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one on Horford.
And for Kevin Love, such a big part of that Minnesota Timberwolves franchise. I mean, they drafted him 5th overall back in 08, and really he had been their catalyst his entire career. Even last year when he decided he finally wanted out, he helped the Wolves land Andrew Wiggins in the trade that shook the league.
Here's Hayward. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And in an era where so many guys take the money and run, Gordon Hayward did the best he could to live up to his new contract. Clark, last year, a 4-year max deal signed heading into last season.
Yeah, and the way max contracts work nowadays, even the upper mid-tier guys are getting them. A trend that will probably continue, at least in the near future. I don't like it, though. There are only a small number of guys that are really max contract players in the NBA.
Boston leading by 3. T. He's covered by Irving. Here's T. The dish now to Horford. 4 on the shot clock. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And when you get back to Hayward, last year his points per game were way up. But really impressive, his shooting percentage. His shooting percentages were way up. That's a big step forward, I believe, in his development.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. And Shumpert kicks to Irving. Here's LeBron. Rebound, Boston. Horford's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
You know, on the topic of whether Hayward is a true max prospect, he did some things last year to at least argue that he is. He was stronger, a lot more aggressive going to the rim. His defense improved, too. He'll need another year of development like that to silence the doubters.
Crowder with it. He's picked up by LeBron. Crowder kicks to Smart. Misses the 3. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Love with a wide open look. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. 7 points for Love.
Yeah, it's such a sweet 3-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing big to have to step out on the perimeter.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Kyrie Irving may be the best ball handler in the league. There are a lot of guys with a good handle. He is definitely in the top 5. If not, he's got to be in the conversation.
And arguably the most talented player at his position. I mean, he can get wherever he wants to on the court. He's athletic, an unbelievable finisher as well. I think that's something that oftentimes gets underrated. Maybe the best finisher in the game.
Agreed. Here's what Boston's going with right now. Aaron Baines comes in for T. And Marcus Morris subbed in for Jay Crowder. For Boston, they have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts. 81%.
Jefferson, a screen on Hayward. Shumpert.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time. And he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one. That's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through it, and that's not legal.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Irving for 3. Another 3 for Cleveland.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. It's really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up. Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high, fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
In the corner, it's James. Cleveland moving the ball around. It's deflected. Horford attacking. Great D that time from Love.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close. Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
For Boston, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half.
So far for Coach Brad Stevens, the Celtics have had nothing but praise for their outstanding young coach. No surprise for those of us who know Brad. The team is really moving ahead in the rebuilding process, and he gets a lot of the credit for that.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. Then for the Cavaliers, Jeff Green is checked in for LeBron. Korver comes in for Shumpert. And it's Shorty in for Kyrie Irving. Boston shooting so well, 63%, the offense working as one cohesive unit. Jefferson kicks to Korver. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way. And part of the reason why the Celtics are ahead of schedule in their rebuild is because of Coach Brad Stevens. He has everyone on the same page.
You know what? You talk around the league about Coach Stevens, and other coaches are just astounded by his work ethic. People around the league think he's already a top coach and could be one of the greats by the time he's done if he stays at the professional level.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
It's tipped. Here's Shorty. Got a piece of it. The kid passes to Crowder. Here's the kid. Fires it up. Shot by Crowder, no good.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
The 10-footer. No, it doesn't go. His 4th miss in 8 attempts. Pass to T. Expanding his range, and that one's good. T's got 5 points in the quarter. And Clark, a great competitive game so far.
Yeah, tit for tat. I mean, back and forth, plenty of lead changes, and excellent play.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Here's Shorty. He's guarded by Thomas. Fader on the way, and it's Love missing. Got it off in time, and that's not going to go. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The 4th quarter of action getting started. The Cavaliers trailing, and Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the 4th quarter. LeBron and Thompson are up front. Amon Shumpert is out there with Irving, and it's Korver in at the 3 slot. Irving sets a screen for Shumpert. And the layup's good off the glass. Shumpert's got it all tied up now for Cleveland.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And it's going to go on Amon Shumpert. The Celtics really seemed to get better as last season wore on, too. GA finished the year looking very dangerous.
Kevin, with the Celtics, they were dynamite after the All-Star break. Had the second best record in the Eastern Conference post-All-Star.
The Celtics making a switch here. Smart's checked in. Thompson sets the pick for James. And it's Thompson that time on the assist by LeBron.
Yes.
James has got 5 assists tonight. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Hayward dishes to Horford. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Boston.
Boy, guys, I really like how they've driven the ball to the basket in this game. I mean, they've been very aggressive with it.
And I also love the way they move the basketball. Their passing has been outstanding here in the second half.
Thompson, and they convert at last on attempt number 3.
Loose D here. Critical stretch. I mean, you better off sending him to the free throw lines than to have him get that good a look.
Smart kicks to Hayward. Battles through traffic and lays it in. And the Celtics lead by 3.
And after his last game, really not surprised to see him as hot as he is here tonight.
Outside Irving. James sets the screen for Irving. James outside. The tray. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 5 assists tonight.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture. Clutch. You know, one of the more impressive things that we know about LeBron James is that he is one of the great leaders in the NBA. His voice carries a lot of weight, and he hasn't been shy about raising his voice on social issues either. Good to see.
Now a timeout called by Boston. And speaking of LeBron's leadership, trying to will this Cavs team to a title, one of his greatest challenges.
And Kevin, the expectations are just so high. He may have had less talent around him in his first stint in Cleveland, but after winning titles in Miami, anything less seems like a step backwards.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Brad Stevens was giving to his team. He's looking for whatever they have left in the tank. He said, I know it's been a hard-fought game, but now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to be going all out, full speed. Guys?
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Love. Some changes for Boston. Aaron Baines comes in for clutch, and it's Horford in for T. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Here's Thomas. Hayward on the wing. The feed to Horford. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. What a season for Al Horford last year. Such a great display from him and his team as he led the Hawks to the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
And for all the team accomplishments the Hawks had, Horford was able to hit some of his own milestones as well. Had his first career triple-double last season.
And he gets it to go. And that's now 11 points for Love.
And now both teams really in a groove.
This game already, guys, was high scoring, but they've really amped and ramped it up to another level down the stretch.
And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
Horford was really a cog in all aspects of the Hawks last season. I mean, a major cog. Just a consistent presence inside with his 15 points and 7 boards a game.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And for Horford last year, the numbers were down a bit, but that wasn't due to his play. I think the Hawks were just a more balanced team, and he could obviously put up bigger numbers if he wanted to, but by playing within the system, I think it allowed Atlanta to reach its true potential over the course of the regular season.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. For three, Love. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 6 assists in the game. Celtics trail by 4. Horford the pass to Brown. To the paint. It's tipped. Stolen by Thompson. And here we go. Shumpert running it up the court. That's good. 16 points for Kevin Love. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And also, their second chance points have been a story all night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle.
Timeout called, Cleveland. Boston making some changes. T's checked in for Horford. Marcus Morris comes in for Brown. And Smart subbed in for Thomas. On the wing, Shumpert. He feeds it to LeBron. Oh, yes, the turnaround. LeBron's got 5 points now in the quarter.
He's had an off game thus far, but his team has been able to pick up the slack and find a way to get it done here.
Hayward goes in. Shumpert with the steal. And pushing it up is Cleveland. The Cavaliers again in transition. Irving, good.
That couldn't have gone better for him. Forget about playing it safe. They're looking to finish it off in style, and I like that type of aggressiveness.
And I got to say it, Clark, I didn't expect them to play it that way. I mean, a great steal, and then to put the pedal to the metal. I mean, you've got to have more awareness on the floor and not make those kinds of errors.
Yeah, brain fade, brain neutral error, and those will cost you.
We've got 1:23 left here in the fourth quarter. From 13. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
That's what they're hanging their hat on today, fellas. Hard-nosed, smash-mouth play down on the low block.
Old-fashioned, isn't it, my man? Old-fashioned, pound-the-rock basketball, and it is definitely working for them. Yeah, just used his strength there to get the post position without much fight from the defense.
Yeah, I think he's got to do a much better job next time of just bodying up. Get some muscle into him.
Got a hand on it.
It's going to take something special for them to come back now.
Well, I would say something special and some luck as well, or good fortune, however you want to phrase it.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Feeds to Smart. Baines inside. He's covered by Thompson. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And that was not a soft foul he had to get through, Greg. I mean, he had to really power that one up and in.
34 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Here's James. And they go to the intentional foul. Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
You know, mistakes there. Good free throws to give them just a little bit more cushion.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Tice, he's guarded by Love. Here's T. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Gets the first. That brings them within 5.
Shooting for Boston.
He's perfect from the line this time. And so it's Cleveland with it. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
Now a timeout called by Boston. They trail by 6. There's 18 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And I'm not sure the 2-point bucket does much here. I think they got to go for 3.
Yeah, it's no-brainer, partner. I mean, that's their only choice. Shoot the 3 and hopefully get it down and then foul.
Here's T. Kept alive by Boston. Outside for Thomas. This one for 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg.